Start with you. Will Jerry regret caving to Zeke's demands?
No, he won't regret this. I guess that shotgun never was aimed at you, huh? You're still up here super single, 52 years young.
Oh, wow.
You ever cross? Jump in the room? I love you, brother. He won't regret this. One, Zeke is always going to give you production.
Yep.
It's in his DNA. He is a born baller, especially for this position. We've all played with a guy or two that had that screw loose, and that guy was consumed with the game, and it came with his hiccups, but he still always was productive between the white lines, and I think that's who Ezekiel Elliott is. One thing about Zeke that makes so much sense in terms of Jerry finally saying, I do with you, Zeke, is his age. He is getting this deal at the age of 24. And if this is a 5-year deal, that's 29 years old. If it's 6 years, 30. That magical round number where Reggie Bush could talk about, they all of a sudden look at the same running back differently. So if I'm going to pay for a prime Ezekiel Elliott, why not pay for him in his prime? Don't make the mistake that baseball does and, we're going to get you this big contract. Get some of your prime, but the back end, I don't know who this guy is. So he's signing Ezekiel Elliott, the player we know and the player that will grow into even more while he's still in his prime. No regrets.
And I think it also depends on how do you define regret, right? Are you defining it in respects to his on-field production? Because if that's the case, like Marcellus just painted, then there's not even a question. Where he is year in and year out the best running back. The offense flows through him. He makes everybody else in that team better. But if you're talking about with respects to maybe off-the-field issues, then, yeah, maybe, right? Maybe there might be some regrets there. But at the end of the day, Zeke is the best running back. And my question is, why should he take less? Why should he take less when he is year in and year out proving that he's better than Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell? He's always number one. So he deserves to get paid like that number one.
The highest paid running back.
The highest paid running back.
No regret.
Well, here's where the regret could be. How long is the deal going to be for? Because I look at it, the first thing I'm thinking of is he still has 2 years left on this deal. And I know we will argue the fact that he's outperformed a CBA rookie contract deal, but let's be real here. If he's getting a deal that's making him the highest paid running back in the league, and he still has 2 years left on the deal that he has right now, the regret could be if he does indeed, which I think he will perform, as mentioned, and I think he will be prosperous in what he's able to accomplish, but does he come back again? And if he comes back again, now the question is does it move up to 3 years? Does it move to 4? What do you mean? You got 4 years left on your contract. Well, you know what? I'm performing, and I feel like I'm outperforming my contract. And here are the contracts that the top running backs have right now for the NFL. I need to get more money.
That is exactly where the regret could come in, and Jerry tried to get out ahead of it. We heard last week where Jerry's like, well, hold on, man. Are you going to honor this contract is basically what he put into the air.
He did.
Put out into public space. Is he going to honor this contract? And I guess that tips their hand in turn. They want to go long-term, 6 years, and they want Zeke to do all 6 and not come back to them. And so that is the question. Can you trust Zeke year 3, 4, 5, and 6 not to come back and say, I need more money?
Yeah, I mean, this is a commitment issue. I'm glad you went with marriage. And the thing is, are you going to commit to a pure prime Zeke, 24 to 29, 24 to 30? Or wait, and then you're still going to have to spend that money, more money, because it's going to be later. The CBA and the salary cap is going up every year. And pay for mostly a prime Zeke, and then the last 2 years, it starts to become a question mark. You're starting to get to the Emmitt Smith years at the end when, unfortunately, he had to become an Arizona Cardinal. So if the money is already spent, why did not spend it now and make sure you get ROI?
It still makes the point. What you're saying still makes the point. If he gets into that third year of his contract and he feels like, okay, where the economics of the game has gone because of the cap raising and because of the new contracts being done, and it may be a back that isn't even exactly as good as Ezekiel.
McCaffrey's coming in a year or two.
You're making the point. He may come back around and be like year 3, year 4, like, Jerry, I'm balling, man. Like, and inflation has kicked in. You guys need to give me another contract, or I'm not coming in.
Because I think that's already built into every contract. We know it's not a two-way street. We know they could cut you at any time, and we know we can always go back. So that's almost redundant for me to say that because that's how all contracts are based.
And that's the point I was going to make is that.
My bad.
No. That was the point I was going to get to is just that, well, why is the ownership on Zeke we're saying if he outperforms his contract, he's going to come back from, well, what about the Cowboys, right? Because we have known in the running back position has been devalued over the years, but we have seen teams time after time cut people, and
or
when
ask for a restructure.
Or ask for a restructure, right? Yeah. When you feel like, well, hold on, I'm still the guy here, right? The offense is still flowing through me, so I think it's a two-way street. I know you say it's not a two-way street. I believe it's a two-way street on both ends because Jerry can come back and say, I'm done with you, like he did to DeMarco Murray, or Zeke can come back and say, I want more money.
For clarity, it's two one-way streets to me. Like they can go whatever they want to do, and you can do whatever you want to do. We ain't on the same street because we will honor this contract.
But look, you three have all been married, and this to me is about arguing about the wedding vows. Again, so what are you committing to? In Jerry's mind, he's trying to make the vows be until death do us part.
Maybe it's a maybe it's a prenuptial agreement situation. Maybe it's not the vows itself. Maybe it's I need an ironclad prenup. Yeah. You know what I mean? I need to understand where we're going with this. If you decide to leave me, I need to know what you're trying to take.
And I think for Zeke hasn't even been, and there's a chance, and I know the league is quarterback crazy, but let's say Zeke goes Marshall Faulk and becomes MVP of the league. That would make him be like,
you on the clock.
I'm MVP of the league.
He ain't never coming home, baby. He in the streets.
And so I think Jerry's trying to prenup or wedding vows, whatever, is trying to say, hey, man, I'm making you the highest paid running back when everybody in the league is trying to make us go the other direction on running back. And for that, no matter what you do, Zeke, no matter how many touches we give you, even you the MVP, please don't bring your back.
Please
back
don't come back.
Look how telling this is, and this is really sad. I hope Stephen Jones grabs his dad and said, Dad, before we marry Zeke, this is what we're doing. We're basically in a relationship with somebody that we really don't trust. Because, in any relationship, if someone, my girls, back in the days, people I dated used to say, just be honest. Tell the truth. Make sure you come home. Call me if you're out too late. I'm like, wait a minute. If we got to do all this and I haven't even left and I'm right here, that lets me know what you really think about me in depth. If you have all of these disclaimers,
I think that's good. You good
all of these levels, you ain't really committing to that person. You committing to a perception that you built around that person. Zeke has shown you that he is believing in infidelity, as you said. Like, if I go to Vegas, I might shove somebody. It might happen. If I go to the Mardi Gras, somebody might, the top coming up. And you gonna commit to that, but ABC. I can tell him myself. As soon as I heard ABC, I was like, MNLOP, whatever. I'm not trying to hear this. So be careful of this moment if you're really trying to lay out a different Zeke than what you've been seeing.
Yeah, I would agree with you as well on that.
I think, again, because I think that Zeke is going to deliver a Super Bowl, I think, in the next 3 years before any of this becomes an issue. And as long as Jerry gets,
you want to switch the argument now?
See that.
Yeah, we can go ahead and just have a whole discussion on this topic right here.
I don't see that.
Look,
the NFC.
I know what Jerry thinks he's doing by giving all these guys. They just signed Collins, the offensive lineman.
Yes.
Jalen Smith.
Yes.
They talking about doing one with Dak and
DeMarcus Lawrence.
He thinks he's paying all these guys for a Super Bowl in the next 2 or 3 years.
True.
And I love their roster. I love the team he's built. I think it's going to happen. And if that happens in 2 or 3 years, then Zeke can come back and demand all the money he wants. He can retire. He can do anything. Jerry's good.
I mean, we could go deep into the X's and O's of this, but I really like their roster. But if I look at in the passing game, they still have their issues outside the top 10 in most statistical categories. Amari Cooper has not practiced once this summer, which has gotten understated because of all of the contract talk.
Yeah.
The dude has plantar fasciitis and a heel issue. I had that my rookie year. And I was a defensive lineman at hobbling. No matter a receiver. Yeah. We don't know what this passing game is going to look like. Receiver depth is an issue. You got Jason Witten coming from Monday Night Football. You got Dak with his limitations. This is a passing league.
New offensive coordinator?
New offensive coordinator. It could go wrong pretty fast.
Yeah.
But Jerry's spending all this money thinking it's going right.
Oh, yeah.
And again, happiness is based on expectations. If Jerry gets what he wants, a trip to the Super Bowl, he's going to be good.
So the Rams just going to go away now, right?
Well,
so we're going to get rid of the Rams out the NFC?
The Saints.
not getting rid of
the Eagles.
I love you.
Again, I know you a Redskins guy and you biased. But,
I'm not
but
biased towards them, though.
I know.
I went to the Giants. I claim the Giants. They got Super Bowls.
Yeah.
The
Y'all all
Redskins.
sitting here acting like Dallas's roster is not one of the
No,
best.
they're nice.
in the league.
They are good.
Don't
They are
do that
good.
to us. They are nice. But you said in the next 3 years, that would be a Super Bowl contender.
That's what Jerry thinks he's buying.
I would bet, I am going to bet that the Dallas Cowboys will not be in a Super Bowl in the next 3 years.
Can I get on some of that?
Yeah, you want some too?
Yeah, I want to get some of
Okay,
that.
what about you, LA?
Oh, I'm in on that.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'll
I
take
get
all
on that
three of y'all.
I'm in.
All right, good.
I'm in on
No
that.
prenup either. I want my money.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.